Alrighty, so I've been hearing a few people say that they're confused about how to make set cards, which is perfectly okay. I was super confused the first time I had made them. So I just made this little short video on how to make them. Haha. Alright, so the first thing you want to do when you're making a set card is put your squad number right at the tip top on the left. The next thing you want to put on there is the person's number that the card goes to. So, for example, we chose number 85. Next, you're going to want to write the name of the piece right at the top. And write it all out, shorten it, just make sure that the person knows what the piece is. Alright, to start you want to write your set on the far left, because that's obviously the most important part. And then the next column is going to have your directions. Now notice for set 1 that there are no directions because you literally just, how we do that is you march onto the field to set 1. There are no directions to it, it's the thing that we do to start our show. So there are no directions for set 1. And the next thing you want to do is determine what side of the field the person's on. So what we do is, first we want to find number 85, which is right there. And then you want to go down and determine what side of the 50 they're on. So if they're on the left side of the 50, they are on side A. Now if they're on the right side of the 50, side B. Alright, so this person's on the left side of the 50, right there. So they are on side A. The next thing you want to do is determine their horizontal location on the field that's going from end zone to end zone. So you're going to find this person right there. And then you're going to find the closest yard line. This person's right smack dab in the middle, so you can choose whichever one you decide. I personally chose the 30 when I did it, just because. Alright, so now you're going to go down to the bottom, and you'll find that that's the 30. Now that this person is in the middle, so you want to say that they are 4 inside, going towards in the 50, so they're inside, so they're 4 inside of the 30. So then you write 4 steps inside 30. That's all I do for that. Next thing you want to determine is their vertical location on the field, going the short way, front to back. So you'll find the person once again, and we'll find that they're right on the back hash. So we have that here, and that's all you do for that. You literally just write on back hash. Alright, now we're going to move on to a set that has multiple directions, set 2. There we go. Now for a set with multiple directions, it's perfectly okay to use more than one line, like I did a line for each set of directions of what they'll have to do. So the first thing you want to do is obviously write the directions. So they're doing 12 beats of adjusted step. So I'm going to write float, there's a glare, float, FL is the abbreviation for that, it's a lot easier to do, 12, then adjusted step. What you don't have to do is, you don't necessarily have to write the bar numbers because, 1, they're going to have to mark it in their music, and 2, it just makes it look really cluttered. So the first thing they're going to do is float 12 beats of adjusted stepping, which is right there. And then the second thing they're going to do is stand fast, SF, 14, which it says right there. So you got those 2 directions on different lines. That's how I do it. Then you want to, again, determine the side that they're going to end up on. You want to always put where they're going to end up lined up with the movement part of the directions. So they're going to end up on side A. We know that because they are right here, right there, to the left of the 50. So, side A. Next, we want to determine where they are horizontally. So we, once again, find them. Closest yard line, go down, it's a 30, therefore inside towards the 50 on the 30. Now you notice here that I shortened it. I didn't write 4 steps in 30. That's quite a bit to put on there, especially the cards. You don't want them to be too bulky so that people can easily carry them around. Anyway, so I just shortened it to 4 in 30, which is lots shorter. Next thing you want to do is determine their vertical location. Now here you notice they're not on either hash. So as Mr. Taylor was saying, you want to pick the route that has the least amount of resistance, so it's like the least amount of steps. So from the back hash you can count that they are 4, 8, 12 in front of the back hash. From the front hash they are 4, 8, 12, 16 behind the front hash. So that means you're going to do your directions from the back hash. So again it was 4, 8, 12 in front of the back hash. Abbreviation for back hash, if you didn't notice, was BH. So you'd write 12 in front, back hash. That's it. And the next one, for the stand past 14, they're obviously not going to change position, so you can just leave that whole line blank. And that's it for that one. Now, just so you guys are sure, I'm going to show you one more that I've done before I made this video, then I'll do one with you guys right now. Alright, this is going to be set 3. Again, we float 12 beats adjusted step. So you're going to write set 3, float 12 adjusted step. Figure out what side they're on. They are to the left of the 50. Right there, at the very point of the W. Alright, so side A. Now, next thing you want to determine is their, again, horizontal location. And I'm getting really repetitive, but just getting drilled in there. So, first thing you want to do is to find the person right there. And then find the closest yard line, which is, again, these really dark lines. And go down and figure out what it is. So this person's really close to the 35. The next thing you want to do is determine whether they're inside or outside of the 35. So, since we're going this way, towards, there we go. We're going to go that way, towards the end zone. That means that they are outside. So that is about one step outside of the 35. Because we're going away from the 50. So it's one step outside of the 35. Now notice that I'm not saying it is 7 steps inside of the 30. Again, that's that path of least resistance thing. So you want to say one step inside of the 35. Again, I just wrote, one step outside 35. Don't mean to confuse you there. It is one step outside, away from the 50 on the 35. So 1 out of 35. Next thing you want to do is determine that vertical location. So again, you'll see which hash they're closer to, or which line, whatever they are. So you'll find that they are 4, 8, not quite 12, but about 11 in front of the back hash. And they are 4, 8, 12, 16, a little bit more, 17 behind the front hash. So you always want to choose the back hash because they're closer to it. So we counted again, 11 in front of the back hash. So you have 11 FR back hash. Now that's an abbreviation that I use because in front is, again, you're going to have a very, not very small, but you want to have a card that's not hard for them to just whip out of their pocket really quick. You want to have something about pocket sized. So I just changed it to 11 in front of back hash. That's all they need to know. Now let's move on to set 4. So again, first thing you want to do is write, this is weird doing this through my phone. I can't do that. Set 4. Then you want to find the directions, which are to float 20 adjusted steps. So you would write float 20 adjusted steps. Now we're going to take a look at the formation and find that person again. So we're just going to go down the line, down the line, down the line. Boom, there they are. Right, so now we got to determine what side they're on. Again, you can see that this person is to the left of the 50. So that means that they are on side A. Alright. Then we're going to figure out their horizontal location. So we find this person. Find the closest yard line. Again, you can see that they're right smack dab in the middle between two. So you just choose whichever one you want. I'm going to choose this one. You go down. It's 30 again. So you're going to just say that they're 4 inside of the 30 because you're going in towards the 50. So, alright. 4 in 30. Next thing you want to do is determine their vertical location. It's going this way. And you can see that this person is right on the front hash. So then you just can write on front hash. And there you have it. That is how to do your set cards. If you guys have any other questions, you can comment on this video. You can message me. You can call me. You can send me smoke signals. Anything else. So let's just run through it again. First thing you want to do is set the directions, the side, horizontal location is going from end zone to end zone, and then vertical location going from front to back. Another important thing to remember is when you're doing this, don't look at the number. You are looking at the letter, and even more so, you're looking at the center of the letter. Be sure to quadruple check all of your counting because it's hard to do. What else can I throw in there? And just don't be afraid to ask questions. I mean, I'm here all the time. or if I don't answer your question right away, I'll answer it as soon as possible. And when doing multiple directions, it's perfectly okay to have multiple lines for it. And that makes this one really long video, so good luck, you guys. And don't be afraid to ask if there's any other questions. I'll see you guys Friday.